Welcome to my channel. Today I will discuss the previous year questions from units and measurement, and then in the further videos I will cover chapter by chapter in a single video. So don't miss any video. And today's in past videos I'm covering the first chapter. Gradually I will be covering every chapter of 11th and 12th. So basically, there are four types of questions are asked in units and measurement. One is they will ask directly what is the dimension of a quantity, and from analysis, dimension analysis, they will ask questions, and also they will ask questions from errors like here I will encounter such questions. So let's get started. So number one question is there, which is asked what is the unit of thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity, I know unit is, if I write thermal conductivity formula, so I will get directly K equal to Q x divided by a T1 minus T2 into T. So Q upon T what? Meter inverse, because here square meter square, here meter, to meter inverse, Kelvin inverse, Kelvin inverse, and this Q upon T gives me what? So correct answer is A. Now it is giving that the damping force of an oscillator is directly proportional to velocity. Then the units of constant of proportionality is damping force, means a force is directly proportional to velocity. So that means F will be a constant into velocity. Here it is asked that what is the dimension of this constant. So the dimension of this constant will nothing but force upon velocity, which will be Newton per velocity meter second inverse. But here question is given in kg meter. So I have to convert Newton into kg meter. So if I will convert Newton into kg meter, so it will become kg meter second inverse. Meter second minus 2 divided by meter second minus 1. So correct answer will be kg second inverse. So here correct answer will be C, kg second inverse. So these types of questions are very easy, where I will encounter only the units and dimensions. So next to that, it is asked that the unit of permittivity. Again, unit of permittivity, you will in 12th there is electrostatic chapter where you will be studying about the Coulomb's law. There you will encounter electric permittivity. So I'm writing the formula. Electric permittivity is, the formula is force equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 product of charges q1 into q2 divided by r square. So this epsilon 0 is nothing but electric permittivity, and I need to find out the unit. So unit will be force into r square. Sorry, if this you will go this that side, so it will become q1 q2 divided by f into r square. So my answer will be Coulomb square Newton per meter square. So Coulomb square divided by Newton meter square. So correct answer will be C. 3C. So by this we are able to find out the units. So next question is, a screw gauge has least count of 0.01 mm and there are 50 division in a circular cell. The pitch of screw gauge is, the pitch of screw gauge, it's a direct formula based question. The pitch, how you will find pitch? So the formula is number 4. The formula is nothing but pitch equal to least count into number of circular scale division. Pitch equal to, you have to remember this formula, least count into circular scale division. So if I will apply this formula, so then pitch equal to my formula, I have applying my formula, least count is given as 0.01, number of circular division given as 50. So 0.01 into 50, answer will come as 0.5 mm. Number 4, correct answer is C. So, in an experiment, percentage of error occurred in physical quantities A, B, C, D are given, and then the maximum percentage of error in measurement of X is. So, in this type of questions, just remember you have to multiply with the power and error. Like this, here A 1%, B error is 2%, C error is 3%, D error is 4%. So I have to multiply the powers with the errors. A power is 2, 2 into 1, plus B power is half, so half into 2, plus C power is 1 by 3. Whether it is in numerator or denominator, all you have to add only. So power is 1 by 3 and error is 3, plus D power is 3, error is 4. So it is 12, this cancel out, this cancel out, 14 and 2 16. So number 5 will be 16%. So correct answer is C. So then this question is from slide caliper. And you know, in measuring in your practical, you have to study about slide calipers and screw gauge. So questions are from you can expect questions from slide calipers and screw gauge, but basically the frequency is very less. Maximum time questions are coming from dimensions and errors. So even if it was asked in NEET 29, so you can't neglect such type of questions. Though this is a theoretical question where you have to remember certain formulas. So what is this given in the question? Number 5. In number 5, it is given that the main scale of a vernier caliper has n division per centimeter. N division of the vernier scale coincide with n-1 division of the main scale. The least count of the vernier caliper is. So here it is asked that least count. Least count. So according to question, it is given that n scale division will be n-12 division of main scale. So you can write n vernier scale division equal to n-1 main scale division. It is given inside the question. So I know how to find out least count. So it is asked to find out least count. So least count, you have to remember how to find out least count. Least count is nothing but 1 MSD main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. So now I am subtracting this. So I will get 1 MSD minus 1 VSD, which will come as 1 MSD minus, I can write n-1 MSD in place of VSD because it is given in the question. So I will get answer as 1 MSD minus 1 MSD. So finally I will get 1 minus n MSD. So least count I got 1 by n MSD. So I can find out that least count is 1 by n into 1 by n, because I know 1 by n into 1 by n, which is nothing but 1 by n square. As I know 1 MSD equal to 1 by n centimeter. You have to remember these things, otherwise you can't find out. So if you have remembered this 1 MSD 1 by n, so here you will put and you will get 1 by n square. So correct answer is option C, 6C, 1 by n square. So now number 7. 7 is saying a student measure a diameter of small steel ball using a screw gauge of least count 0.01. Okay. The main scale reading is 5 mm and 0 of circular scale division coincide with 25 division above the reference level. If screw gauge has a 0 error of minus 0.04 cm, then the correct diameter of the ball. So this type of formula is from screw gauge. Again, you have to remember the formula related to screw gauge. So what is the formula related to screw gauge? So I can write like this. Number 7. So number 7 is nothing but means diameter of the ball is equal to, because we are asked to find out the correct diameter, so diameter of the ball equal to, I have to write like this, main scale reading plus coincide scale reading CSR plus, sorry, main scale reading plus CSR into least count minus zero error. Again it is a formula, least count minus zero error. So main scale reading, concert scale reading into least count minus zero error. All are given here. All are given. If I'm not wrong, everything is given. So I'm just going on putting all these values. So I will get 5 mm plus CSR is given 25 into least count is given 0.001 minus of 0.004. So every quantity is given. So directly I'm getting a 0.529, and for that I have to remember this formula. It is the important formula. So only 2-3 formulas are there from slide calipers and the screw gauge. You have to remember this formula. Then only this type of problem will not create an issue for you. So number 8 is again same. It is asked that in an experiment, if the error in ABCDs are given, find out the error in SQ square upon CD. I had said earlier, just multiply the power with errors. So here I have to multiply the power with error. So what is the power? The power is for A it is 1. Sorry, error percentage error is 1. For B it is 2. For C it is 3. So and for D it is 4. D it is 4. Again for A it is power is 3. So A power is 3 into error plus B power is 2 into error plus C power is 3. Sorry, C power is half. Okay, sorry, minus half, because C comes down to this expression, so C power is minus half, so error is, so I will go to minus half. Sorry, C is minus 1, not minus half, C is minus 1. Again plus D power is again minus 1, because D is come in the, so D again minus 1, so error is given as 4, so 4 into minus 1, so finally I will get the answer as 14%. So it is like 3 into 1, 3, 12, minus 3, minus 4. So here I said key powers are 1 minus 2. So you have to like do like this, 3 into 1, 2 into 2, and 3% is 4%, 3%, 4%. So here it is 1, it is 1. So 3, 4%. Powers are always 1, because whether it is given on the numerator or denominator, it have to mention the power. So here 3, so 4, this answer is coming as 14%. So what is the catch here? So the expression is like this: AQ B square divided by CD. So I had done the mistake key that to power will be minus 1. The power is always 1 here, whether it is coming here or whether it is coming here. So just you have to multiply the powers with the error, and you just keep on adding, then you will get the answer of the total error. So next question is, here the correct answer will be 14%, which is C. So next question is, a student measure the distance. Students measure the distance traveled in free fall of a body initially at rest in given time. He uses this data to estimate g, the acceleration due to gravity, the maximum percentage error in measurement of distance, and the time is e1 and e2. And the time is e1 into e2. So he have done some error in distance and time, and we need to find out the error in g, where he is calculating g. So g is nothing but again an acceleration, which is nothing but, you can write, which is nothing but, so we also can write question number 9. If it is a free fall, then you can write the equation as h equal to ut plus half gt square. and initial velocity is 0, so you can write h equal to half gt square. So finally you also can write g equal to 2h by t square. So if he is doing error e in h and e in h, question is given na, e1 in h and e2 e time. So how the total error will be? So total error will be, I said power into error. So power of h is 1, so 1 into e1, and power of error into 2. So here is 2, here is 1. So 1 into e1 power in error in h plus error in t2. Again power is square, so 2 into e2. So total error will be e1 plus 2e2. So it's nothing but just power with error. Power is 1, error is e1. Power is 2, error is e2. So I've just added. So I got the total error like this. So just don't get confused if you will find a questions like this. Just if you are getting confusion, so read the questions at least for 3 to 4 times. Automatically you will have the ways to solve this question. So next question is given that if the error in measurement of radius of a sphere is 2%, the error of determination of volume will be how much? We are given error in radius. Error in radius is 2%. So question number 10. Error in radius is 2%. So what is the formula of volume? I know formula of the volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So now 4 by 3 pi r cube. So then I can say like this, volume is depending on r cube. So these are the constants. So in r is having 2% of error. So you can say volume will have 3 into 2, 6% of error. It is a direct question. So no need to worry about this type of question. Again the correct answer will be 6. So these are the so easy types of questions. 11, which is frequently asked in NEET exam. The density of a cube is measured by measuring its mass and length of its side. If the if the maximum error in the measurement of mass and length are 3 and 2%, maximum measurement in density will be. So again, you know the formula, mass length is given, volume is not given. Okay, the density of measuring the mass and length of its side. So if the maximum error in measurement of mass and length given, so maximum in density is given. So density is nothing but mass by volume. Volume is nothing but L cube. Okay, so it is saying mass is having error of 3% and the length is having error of 2%. So now if I am not wrong, you just go adding, you will get like this, 3 into 1, right? Number 12. 3 into 1, 3 plus 2 into 3, 6, 9. So easily I am getting everything because the density is mass by volume. Mass is 3% error, length is 2% error. So I said just you go on multiplying these error values with power. So 3 into 1, 3, but 2 into 3, 6, 9. So correct answer will be for 11, 9. And for 12, what is the question? For 12, it is given that percentage error of the measurement of the mass speed is given to 3, the error in estimate of kinetic energy. Again, kinetic energy half mv square, you know the formula. So in mass error is given, in velocity error is given. So you are asked to find out the error in kinetic energy. So just put the formula of half mv square, then you will get the everything. So what is here? It is asked that the percentage error in mass and speed are given. So I know kinetic energy equal to half mv square. It implies that. So now m error is given, b square is given. So what is the error in m? Error in m is 2% and error in b is 3%. So it will be 2 plus 6, around 12 is 8%. So I'm getting 8% directly. There is nothing to worry about in this type of problems. Okay, so now it's 13 number. So 13 number is given as a certain body weight 22.42 gram and has measured volume of 4.7 cc, the possible error of the measurement of the mass and volume are 0.01 gram, 0.01 cc. The maximum error in the density will be. So here you have to think in this way, that you know that volume from volume is given, mass is given. So question is that the maximum error in density. So density formula is what? Density formula is again mass by volume. Okay, so it is saying that, what does it say? It says that errors, a certain body weighs 22.4 gram and a measured volume is given. The possible error measurement of mass and volume are like this, 0.01 and 0. Then the density is there. So that means mass is given original with error, volume is given original with error, means original measurement is given, and there are some error levels are present. So it is asked that if you are measuring mass and length, these are the measurement and these are the error, then just find out the error in density. So in this type of problem, you have to do like this. Remember, del m by m plus del b by v. Error in mass, error into volume, because the errors are always getting added off. So whether mass by volume is density, but error in mass and error in volume will get added off. So del m by m, del b by b into 100% will be your answer. So it is given del m how much? 0.01 divided by 22.42 plus del b how much? 0.1 divided by 4.7. So you just keep on calculating into 100. So finally you will get answer as 2% error in density, which is nothing but option B. So now the significant figure. So it was asked in 2020 NEET, taking into account of the significant figure, which is what is the value of 9.9 minus 0.0099 meters. So for this you have to remember these significant figures. Hypothesis. There are several assumptions we are making during determination of significant figures. So you have to remember all these. So here I am going directly to the answer. What is the question given here? Question is given that taking into account of the significant figure, what is the value of, it is given 14 number, given that what is the value of 9.99 minus 0.0099. The answer will be how much? Answer will be it equal to 9.9801. So least number of significant figures are 3. Here the least number of significant figures is 3. So hence correct answer will be, taking into amount of significant figure, what is the value of this. So if I will take significant figure as 3, so the correct answer will be 9.98, because these are all significant figures. So I have to this neglect to this. Okay, so last number of the significant figure is 3, hence required answer will be 9.98. okay, because what is the taking into account of the significant figure, what is the value of this significant figure, you have to take into account significant figure. So here the significant figure I have taken 3, so value is coming this, but I have to take this. Okay, so correct answer will be 9.98. Then number 15 is asked that the dimension of stress. The dimension of stress is nothing but force by area. Force by area. So it will give me as M1, L minus 1, T minus 2. This type of dimensions you have to remember the formulas. Once you have remembered all this formula, then you won't have any issue in finding the directly dimension of a quantity. So you have to remember these formulas. Okay, so in 16 it is asked that the pair of quantities having same dimension. Here you have to analyze one by one individually until you are not getting the pair which are having the dimension. So I have done the analysis. So I am directly writing impulsion surface tension is not having same dimension. So angular momentum and work also not, but C, work and torque, I can say correct answer is C, work and torque, they both are having same dimension, because work is Fs and torque is force into perpendicular distance, it is also S. So they both are same dimension. So 17. 17 is given as the dimension of mu 0 u 0 half is. I know the slide velocity equal to root over of 1 by root over of mu 0 e 0. So here it is asked that mu 0 u 0 half dimension will be what? So mu 0 u 0 half dimension will be mu 0 e 0 minus half dimension will be the dimension of light velocity, right? Light velocity. So dimension of velocity. Velocity is nothing but 18 inverse. Okay, so here also the correct answer 18 inverse. So now come to question number 18. What is given in 18? Sorry, 18 is over. No, 18 is the dimension of half epsilon 0 e square, where e 0 is permittivity of free space and e is electivity. So it will come in your 12th, where epsilon 0 is permittivity and E is electric field. It is asked that to find out the dimension of this quantity. So how to find out the dimension of this quantity? You know this is nothing but energy density. So energy density means, just write like this, we know number 18. Number 18, we know it is nothing but half epsilon 0 e square is energy density. So energy density is nothing but energy by volume. So energy by volume. So you know the dimension of energy, you know the dimension of volume. So just you keep on applying. It will be energy is m L2 T2 minus 2. Volume is LQ. So it is m L minus 1 T minus 2. Okay, so it will be like this. So number 19, if the dimension of a physical quantities are given by m, a, l, b, t, c, then the physical quantities will be. So it is also a question where you have to check for individuals options, and after checking you will have definitely the correct answer. So here I am doing directly. I am going for option D, which is correct. So how I will know? You have to do one by one. So option D is what? Pressure is A equal to 1. That means M1. And B equal to minus 1. That L minus 1. And C equal to minus 2. So T minus 2. So this is the dimension of pressure, which is giving me correct answer. So you have to check individually. Okay. And for this you have to remember all these dimensions. Otherwise you can't be able to solve this type of problem. Again, which of the two following physical parameters have the same dimension? Here the correct answer will be like you can say you have to find out each and every energy density, refractive index, dielectric constant, Young's modulus, magnetic field. Once you are done with all these dimension, then you only compare. Okay, so for this you need to remember the dimension of these the 5 dimension you know. If you don't know any dimension, then you can proceed in this problem. So once you know all these dimensions, then just by checking I can say the correct answer will be energy 1 and 4, energy density and Young's modulus. How? Energy density equal to work by volume and Young's modulus equal to work by volume. So energy density is work by volume and work by volume, right? And Young's modulus is force by area. So force by area is what? Force by area is also work by volume, because work is nothing but force into displacement. Okay, so work and area, work by volume. Volume is LQ. So LQ. So this will cancel out. So force upon area also equal to work upon volume. So these things you have to know conceptually. Force upon area can be equal to work upon volume. Okay. How I said force equal to work equal to Fs and volume equal to LQ. So after cancelling, I can say the work by volume is nothing but force upon area. So work by volume is energy density. Force upon area is Young's modulus. So they both are having same dimension. And number 21 is given. Number 21 is given. Dimension of resistance in an electrical circuit in terms of dimension of mass, length and time and current and of current will be resistance, electrical circuit. You know V equal to IR, it will be there in your 12th, and you already have studied Ohm's law in 9th also. So V equal to IR. So R equal to, accordingly I will get a formula for R, and I have to find out the resistance dimension from this formula. So let's do this. Okay, so what is given in the question? The dimension of resistance of electrical circuit. Okay, so number 21 will be V equal to IR, and R equal to V upon I. So now I need to find out these two ratio, then I will get the dimension of this R. So how to do this? Okay, so I can write like this. I will go individually. So V equal to W by Q. W charge, work done by charge. So this formula is applied to calculate the B, which is nothing but, I will go M L2 T to the power minus 2 divided by IT. Okay, then I will get the dimension of B as M L2 T to the power minus 2 divided by IT, and divided by Q is again IT. So IT is getting cancelled out. So finally I'm getting answer. The resistance is having a dimension of M L2 T to the power minus divided by I, not IT, divided by I. So T to the power minus 3 and I to the power minus 2. So correct answer will be C, 21C. So now let's move to 22. The ratio of the dimension of Planck's constant and the moment of inertia. Here you have to find out individually what is the dimension of Planck's constant, what is the dimension of moment of inertia. So then you can be able to reach to the answer. So here I can give the hints like this. The Planck's constant is nothing but H. Number 22. The Planck's constant is nothing but H, or moment of inertia I. So H is nothing but E lambda, and moment of inertia is C into I. So you can do like this. ML2 T to the power minus 2. This is energy into wavelength is L, length, divided by light velocity. So LT minus 1 into I, moment of inertia, ml square. So after doing all this calculation, I am getting the T inverse, which is nothing but frequency. So I can say the correct answer is frequency. B, 22B. 23, dimension of universal gravitational constant. Again, universal gravitational constant, you know, F equal to G m1 m2 by r square. This G you need to find out will be nothing but force into r square divided by kg mass square means kg square. So it will be, dimension of G will be m L2 T minus 1, after getting cancelled out, because here also ma will be there, so m will get cancelled out. Okay, so sorry, into r square by m square, ठीक into r square. Okay, so m square is there na, so m to the power minus 1. Okay, m to the power minus 1, that is the problem, m to the power minus 1. So now the correct answer will be A, 23A. So move to 24. The dimension of Planck's constant equal to dash. Again, Planck's constant is dimension E lambda, energy into length. Energy is nothing but work done, so work into length, so W into length. So let's see what is the options are given. The options are given: energy, momentum, angular momentum, power. Okay, let's see then. So Planck's constant I have to write only Planck's constant is h. So it is given that Planck's constant number 24. It is given that Planck's constant. So Planck's constant is nothing but energy by frequency. So it you also E lambda or E upon F, you can write lambda equal to C by F. So energy upon frequency is Planck's constant, which is nothing but mL2 T minus 2 divided by T minus 1. So it will give me as the answer 28 as answer 24 as answer C is nothing but M2 mL2 e to the minus 1. So what does it gives? What does it give? It is nothing but angular momentum, moment of inertia into angular velocity. M L2 T minus 1, moment of inertia and angular velocity. So angular momentum, I know angular momentum. I know that's what I'm writing, but you have to remember, otherwise you won't be able to find out. This is nothing but angular momentum. Okay, so once this we got, it is not for energy, it is not for momentum, it is not for power. So automatically by rejecting 3 also, you will get on the correct answer. So which pair do not have equal dimension? So 25 also, you have to analysis the each and every dimension. So accordingly, you will get the answer. So I will say force and impulse are not having same dimension, because force is force, impulse is impulse. They both are not having same dimension, where energy torque is same dimension. Angular momentum, Planck's constant, we now discussed same dimension. Elastic modulus and pressure also same dimension. So you have to know all these dimensions, then only you will be able to solve this type of questions. So number 26 is saying the dimension of impulse is equal to dash. So impulse, what is the formula of impulse? You know that force into time. So let force into time. Force into time is impulse. And what is the dimension of impulse? The impulse dimension is nothing but m1 L1 T minus 2. Okay, dimension of formula of force into dimension of formula of time. So multiply, after multiplying, I am getting as ml T minus 1. So 25, sorry, dimension formula of impulse is equal to, dimension of formula of impulse is equal to 26b, that is linear momentum. So linear momentum is also carrying this, because mb, so linear momentum mb, which is nothing but force into time. So impulse and linear momentum, they both are same. You just remember this, the dimension of impulse is equal to the linear momentum. So this is only possible by lots of practice, and you have to remember all these formulas at least. If you are not comfortable to remember the dimensions, then at least remember all these formulas. Once you have remembered all these formulas, then you won't have any issue, but at least you have to remember all these formulas. So formulas are very much important here, particularly in this chapter. So now 26 is over. 27 is saying what is the dimension of, it is a question from 12th. So it is simply, you can write what is the dimension of, what is the following dimension will be same as time. So here you have to write like this, 27. So 27 L by R, and how it is L by R you will be studying in 12th class. If you are in 12, then you know that L by R is nothing but tau, time constant. So in LR circuit, in RC circuit is RC. Again a question will come here or the very next slide. Okay. So the dimension of RC, again it is RC circuit. The dimension of RC is nothing but, again it is time. So L by R is time in LR circuit, RC in RC circuit. You will be studying what is LR circuit, what is RC circuit. L means inductor, R means resistor, C means capacitor. They are in series, only resistor, capacitor in series, inductor and resistor in series. You will be studying in 12th. If you are in 12th, then you know that L by R is tau, time constant, RC is time constant. So now 29 is which of the following dimensions is pressure. So it is asking the dimension of pressure, which is nothing but M1 L2 T minus 2. Sorry, what is the following dimension of pressure? 29. 28 is over, na? 29 M1 L minus 1 T minus 2. It is the dimension of pressure. So 30. So 30 is a question. It is asked that of the following quantities which has again dimension different from the remaining three. Different from the remaining three, you don't have any option left. Rather than you have to find out the each and every dimensions. Then you have to analysis which is different than other. So I after finding out here I found that number 30 angular momentum is having dimension different than others, where energy per unit volume, force per unit area, product of voltage and charge per unit volume, these are having same one of the following quantities which one has dimension different from the remaining three. That means after analysis only I can say all are having same dimension, all and D is having different dimension. So 30 is D and 31 the dimension formula of magnetic flux. It is again formula based, means you have to remember the magnetic flux formula, which is nothing but magnetic field into area. So magnetic field again what? Magnetic field is force by current into area. So it will give me like this ML2 T to the power minus 2 ampere inverse current inverse. So this is nothing but flux, magnetic flux. So it is also you have to remember the 32 question is the dimension formula permeability of free space. So here it is not there in the slide. So in the very next class we will start from 32 and from each and every chapter I will discuss 50 questions. Once you are done with the 50 questions of each and every chapter, whatever the chapters are there in 11 12, then you will not find a single percentage of issue in your NEET entrance exam. I hope you have enjoyed the video a lot because I covered the conceptual questions. And thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.